I give you now, if I may steal the introduction, I give you truly one of the great titans in the United States Senate, someone who is a warrior for the people, someone who knows, as the Congresswoman said, you can't lead the people if you don't love the people. I bring you my colleague, Senator Duckworth.
Well, I always hate following Cory Booker. But it is great to be back here on the House side of the Capitol, because this is where I woke up to the issue of environmental justice. It was over 10 years ago, serving here on the House side under the leadership of the great Elijah Cummings, when we were holding hearings on the Flint water crisis. And I had a 6-month-old baby at the time, and I looked out into the audience, and in the depth of that audience, I saw a mom hold up the exact same brand of baby bottle that I was using with my daughter, the same pink bottle, but the water in hers was brown. And I remember thinking how devastating it must be to find out that this is all that you have, and this is what you must feed your child. And those children in Flint now have permanent brain damage that we will be dealing with, and it must stop. So it was here on the House side that I learned about environmental injustice. And you know, it is incredible in this country that this is still the situation. If you go just 10 stops on the subway in Chicago, just 10 stops, the life expectancy drops by 18 to 22 years in 10 stops. That's right. As you travel deeper into Chicago's south and west sides, the life expectancy drops as the rate of toxic environmental pollutants surge. This is life expectancy outside of violence, outside of accidents. It is tragedies of the healthcare system. There is something wrong when black kids on the south and west sides of Chicago are 8 times more likely to die from asthma than white children in more affluent neighborhoods. There's something wrong when families are still living, still dying in a stretch of Louisiana, as my colleague mentioned, named Cancer Alley. There is still something wrong when there are thousands of communities across America with lead poisoning rates more than double those of Flint during the peak of their contamination crisis. For far too long, we've put our most toxic, most polluting industries next door to black and brown neighborhoods just for them to quite literally get dumped on over and over and over again. These communities fueled the economic development of this great nation. We are a powerful economy, the greatest economy on the face of the earth, because our ability to industrialize. Well, we did it at the expense of these communities. Those in power have looked the other way. It is past time that we right this wrong, because no one should have to drink brown water, breathe contaminated air, or worry about pollution that's impact on their family's health. Someone who knew better than most was our colleague, Congressman Donald McEachin. And I am proud to be with you today to help reintroduce the Environmental Justice for All Act in his name. This is so much more than just an environmental issue. It is a matter of uprooting systemic racism while promoting health equity and safety. Under the previous administration, we could not get the EPA to do ambient air monitoring in black and brown communities for the same pollutants that they were doing ambient air monitoring in white affluent communities within the same Chicagoland area. There is systemic racism, and we must fight it, and this bill will address that. It is a matter of discrimination against those in poorer neighborhoods. It is about ensuring that communities of color have a seat at the table when we plan a cleaner future. They should be part of that future. That they should be the ones who are benefiting first from a greener environment, from all of the technologies that we are developing. It is about making sure that no one is left behind. So I'm thrilled to have my Senate Environmental Justice Co-Chair, Senator Booker, joining this bill with me. As my new Senate co-lead. Thank you for being a longtime friend and ally with me on environmental justice issues. I've learned so much from you, and I am excited to continue with that partnership. Thank you once more to Congressman Grijalva for continuing to be my partner in this work, and Congresswoman Barbara Lee for joining us as well. And we're going to need all the help we can get to make sure that we get this done right for every black and brown American who has been wronged by environmental justice. Thank you also to Rep. Kamlinger Dove for helping join us in this fight. Your newness in the House does not match the fierceness with which you are fighting on this issue. I am so proud to have you as part of the team. You know, we just passed a bipartisan infrastructure bill last year. We passed the Inflation Reduction Act. We are putting a lot of money into fixing our nation's infrastructure. And I've had time again, some of my Republican colleagues tell me, well, you know what, we're going to fix those problems. A rising tide raises all boats. And my answer to them is not if your boat has a hole in it. Let's fix the holes, let's give people, let's remediate, let's fix the problems so that everyone can benefit from a cleaner environment for the future, not just the affluent white communities. Thank you for letting me be here. Do I get to introduce the next speaker?
We're going to pause for a picture.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to turn this back over to the chairman.